were going? I don't know.
I what is that song? It's like
Yeah. Come on, baby.
and then there's like a like it's like a horn section. Brandon,
Sure.
you and I need to be accountability partners. Is that what it is called? Accountability.
Is this where you're going to give me a hard time at the band?
No.
Oh, okay.
We need to be accountability. What do you call it? Advocates? Accountability something.
Monitors? Are we responsible for something?
If we want to make this band happen.
This is what you're going to give me a hard time about. God damn it.
Not just like we need to make sure that we keep the fire stoked. Not light a fire, like light the bonfire kind of thing, but just make sure the interest is still there. Like keep poking at it and like tend to the charcoals and like let it simmer. 'Cause you made the most important step. You put together a fucking playlist.
Yeah, but I've also been probably the laziest when it comes to actually following through because I still haven't touched an instrument since I put together a playlist.
That's true.
Like I'm equally the most responsible and the least responsible.
Well, you also have to decide which instrument you're gonna go for.
Well, that's a whole other thing because like this has now gone so far. Wait, hang on. No. Wait. Hold on. Wait, hang on. Wait a sec. Hang on. Wait, hang on. All right. Now, first off,
there we go.
1, now we can officially start. 2, I'm not gonna anger the boss this time. Welcome one and all to the fucking Duocast, part of the Hard Knock Media Podcasting Network. Now, when I say Hard Knock Media, I mean NOC as in Nerds of Color. Now, I'm talking about Jamie Noguchi. I am not talking about me. I'm talking about the rest of the representatives of the Hard Knock Media Podcasting Network, where you can find all sorts of quality programming that is definitely not us. Welcome to the fucking dregs, baby. We are the bottom of the barrel. We are the thickest Kool-Aid at the bottom of the container. We are the shit that sits at the bottom of a bowl of ramen that you decide, how bad do I want this? Because it's got all the spices and all of the little bits and bobs and all the gristle and all the little pieces of egg and whatnot that you miss. And you got a life choice. Do you leave that be? Because you're like, I'm a responsible adult and I don't need to pick a giant bowl up and bring it to my mouth.
No,
because let me be clear.
You put it in.
No one is going and digging that spoon in 14 times. If you're doing that, you're on a date and you're fat and you don't want to just admit you're fat to a date. I'm telling you right now, you want to establish a quality relationship. You show your hopefully soon to be significant other that you are here to play and the Clean Plate Club fucking matters.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I am bringing that bowl up to my mouth and I am killing it. Blam! Just right.
Yeah. Or if you're at home, you crack open another egg and mix it in there and like cook it up and get it extra spicy.
Man.
Yeah. That's what we are. We're the extra spice packet that didn't quite dissolve when you were like boiling your ramen.
we are the chili crisp atop this. We make it spicy. Yeah. And that's about it.
Yeah. We're not fly by Jing.
Yes. Yeah.
We're not fly by Jing. We're the old Chinese grandma sauce.
Which
I don't remember.
I need you to take a photo of that stuff because I'm a new adopter to the fly by Jing. I literally just went and got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to go to an organic grocery store to go pick that up.
Yeah.
Well, because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. And like,
how much was it?
15.
Oh,
it's honestly about the same price as it was online.
Oh, the Chinese grandma version is not that much.
I assume it's like $4, right? But this is the thing, James, is like, I am willing to pay a company with great marketing who has a new product to me that is put together and is well rated where I can go, okay, I can find the alternate version. But for right now, I don't believe I have a Asian grocer anywhere near me, or at least if I do, I am completely oblivious to it. No fucking surprise.
Yeah.
And would need someone to kind of direct me, because I assume that what you're talking about isn't the sort of thing that I can just go to my local, Save-A-Lot or something and just go pick up.
Yeah, we have to go to a specialty store to get it.
Right, and that's where the Jing stuff happened. Is I saw the ad, it looked tasty. I was like, man, I want to try this. And they had a store locator. And because I live near Towson, I am in the crunchy part of Baltimore County.
Yeah.
So I have the ability to hit organic grocery stores. Now, I went and grabbed whatever their version of their ramen was. It seems like a much nicer version than like the traditional top ramen.
Yeah, I'm sure the Flyby Jing stuff is really good. Like I've seen those ads.
Not their ramen, just the like the organic grocers like.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Sapporo original flavor or something, whatever it is. And it's like it was plenty tasty. Like, don't get me wrong. And I hit the chili crisp and everything. Here's my issue. I go to this fancy fuck grocery store where everything is stupid expensive. Whereas the ramen still only $1.06 a package.
Yes.
Like, I got no complaints. Dude, I bought 6 packets of ramen at $1.06 a piece and $15 hot sauce.
Wow.
Like now, here's the thing. Everyone there who I was in line with, and they were very understaffed when it came to cashiers, so I had a chance to stand in line and watch a lot of people get wrung out. Not one person other than myself had one of those reusable grocery bags. More so, the grocery store, Sprouts, only had plastic grocery bags to give people. Whoa. And were suggesting and most of the time doing double bagging.
The fuck?
Right. And I'm a little confused because it seems odd to me, the lay non-organic grocery regularly shopping person.
Yeah.
That you would go to said organic grocery store where you would want to get the, farm fresh, non-GMO, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then put it into a double-walled, non-recyclable plastic bag. Because Baltimore County doesn't recycle plastic bags. You have to take them somewhere special.
Oh, shit.
Right. So I try and take plastic bags as few and far between as possible. So I try and keep like 4 or 5 of those little, like, the reusable ones in my car, and a women just go, okay, I need to run to the grocery store. What am I getting? Okay. And I try and grab as many bags as seems necessary. Like it's a very small thing that I try and do where it's like, I don't need to unnecessarily do this. I've got, wooden silverware in my desk drawer and stuff like that. So I try not to take plastic cutlery and what have you. Mm-hmm. If I figure it is a drop in an ocean, but fuck it.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they? You would think that crew would be super fucking recycle and no,
or at least have like their own branded bags at the front that you could purchase at the time,
or charge people for plastic bags, discourage them from using them.
They do down here. It's like 5 cents.
It's county by county.
It's 5 cents a bag down in Moco. So
right, and now this is the part that I don't understand. Right, Carroll County, fucking redneck ass Carroll County.
Yeah.
Has a ban on plastic bags, and you can only get paper bags there.
Why didn't they have paper bags?
I don't know, but like I'm confused about the branding and the messaging that you're sending forward by being an organic grocery store. Maybe this is a dumb thing. Maybe this is also a solo experience on my end because I have never shopped there before. I was only in there to get one thing and have a very microcosm experience of seeing it. But I'm like, what the fuck?
That's fucked. We have Moms down here, Moms Organic Market.
I have Moms over near here too, and I've never been in one of those either. But
they have their own versions of like the plastic bag that you could get at the checkout. So like you can, if you didn't bring yours, you can buy one at the checkout. And I think
Right.
they do paper, but they don't do like they stopped doing plastic when that's fucked.
Right. Yeah. So little confused. Anyway, I completely distracted you from what we were talking about. So back to, and this is where you were talking about being accountable for everything. So the band shit, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
go ahead.
I like this idea. I think we can be a little mercenary about it, and like sometime, like by the time next summer rolls around, if we have like a set, we could try to make some extra scratch.
I think if you were going into a band to make money,
oh, not a lot.
Any. Because what we don't have is a PA system or a sound person.
Oh, I have access to all of these things. Like,
okay.
Like I'm not concerned about gear. Like I have ways to get gear. I have ways to acquire gear.
Okay.
I think the more important, like, make money in the sense of like going to a gig and like maybe getting enough for food, or like having the bar feed us or something like that, or like go to a place.
You want the experience. So this is where I'm going into this, assuming there is no money to be had. This was the downfall of our fun and art fight when we decided to try and turn it into a money making business.
Yeah.
Jesus. I'm thinking, that's when things started to take a turn.
I'm thinking money in terms of like maybe they pay for gas or something like that, or like I don't know, maybe we get to eat dinner and then play, or like, you know, when we shot Keith's birthday party thing.
Yeah.
We got
free dinner.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Like,
okay,
like a side gig, or like play a stupid brunch or something like that, and we get to eat. That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
But not this year. I'm thinking like it might take us a while.
Right, but you've already acquired us other band members.
I have. Yes, I have. And
you are incredibly good at running before you know how to crawl.
And depending on the instrument that you choose, I can find other band members to fill in certain slots.
Right. Yeah.
But like, I think it would be good if we wanted to do this, is to just kind of needle each other and like figure out how to go. Cause like in high school, you just say, all right, we're going to go over to Joey's, bring your instrument. We're going to crank out like a song.
Right.
And Bob's your uncle and shit. It's a little more difficult because like we're an hour and a half away from each other.
It's closer to an hour, but still I get your point.
Yeah. We're an hour away from each other. So like we would need a space where we could practice late-ish.
Potentially.
And, you know, not disturb too many people. So I'm not sure where that would be.
Right. There's that problem.
Yeah.
There's the consistency problem. There's the coordination problem. Like,
yeah, it's like D&D.
There's a lot of things
like setting up a D&D group.
No, D&D is super. Zoom makes D&D fucking easy.
That's true. This is like a D&D group before Zoom. Like you're trying to figure out a place.
Right. Yeah. Everyone has to hang out.
Yeah.
Who's getting the Sunny D? Like what's going on?
But like there's stuff that I am not worried about. Like I'm not worried about like gear. I'm not worried about charts. Cause like once we figure out the songs we need, I can work on the charts. That's easy. And the charts is just like A, B, chorus, A, B, someone over there, do something over there.
Well, I mean, luckily, if we're talking about just doing covers or something like that, this is going to be easy.
Yeah, that's
the song layout is going to be a lot easier to do and what have you.
Yeah. I think at some point you need to figure out what instrument you would like to play.
Right. And this is the trade-off. Is like initially when we were talking about doing this was a couple of guitars and we'll do some acoustic fun or what have you. So I was like, oh, okay, I need to go restring my acoustic and I need to actually go have a little fun with it. Maybe I'll drag the 12 string out of storage and like I'll start retightening up the fingers and start getting into that. And that's what's going on. Now that you've added a new catalyst, now I'm like, okay, so what am I doing?
Yeah. I mean, what do you...
I have no idea. Because this is the thing is like, I don't know where I think I need to figure out what other people are hoping to play, because yacht rock is a whole thing. So are we doing like more ballads? Is it more like up tempo shit? Like what are we?
I'm not worried about that because we can make arrangements for any of that.
Well, no, I am in the sense of what's going to make me excited, because like I don't know if I'm gonna want to sing. I don't know if I can sing and play drums at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I have no clue. I've also never played on a real kit, so like I have no idea how transferable that shit is. But that aside, like, because my Tinker kit here is not for fucking live playing. Like it's fine joking around, and like if we were cutting silly small demos or something like that and I need to send a digital version or whatever it is, that's cool, but like that's a practice set at best.
We have access to drums, we have access to a kit, we have access to a PA system, so like the instrumentation we can handle. If you do decide to play drums, that cuts out a lot of the pre-planning, because we could start sooner practice wise than later. And if we need to add people, we can add people.
Right.
If you decide that you're more interested in playing guitar, then we can still start getting practice together, and we can figure out the drummer situation. There are some options on the drummer situation.
That's the other thing that was leaning me toward drums. When you say that, I know exactly what you mean about that.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out a subtle way of saying that for the rest of the audience. Let's say the quality of percussionists in our social circle leaves a bit to be desired as far as being near them.
I mean, there's the dad band from the local neighborhood. There's a drummer there. I don't know him personally. But and then there's another pickup band. Like there are bands. Apparently, there is a band network around me in the suburbs.
Then my feeling is, why don't I start focusing more on drums and or percussion, and we figure out what's going on. If it's going to be more of an acoustic thing or whatever it is, I can grab a couple things that would let us do that. Okay. And I can always pick up and play rhythm if we need to for something else.
Yeah. I think drums,
because like I'm good with chords. I can do simple percussion shit. I'm sure I can practice with this sort of thing, and we can work on instrumentation. If that's the case, that's fine. So I think we just need to lean that down, and I just need to be basically pushed into a corner and go, "This is the thing you're doing." And I go, "Okay,
you're the drummer."
Right. That's what I think I need. I think I need someone to just go, "I need you to do this thing."
Okay. Okay, Brandon.
Yeah.
I need you.
Yeah.
To be our power drummer. You're not just a drummer. It's not just a drummer. You are the power drummer. The power drummer.
I'm not growing this hair out for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's your title. Power drummer. Power drummer.
I mean, it makes sense, Jamie. Everything I do is power or something.
Yeah.
Power drummer, power bottom. Like, I'm here for you.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited. We have there's a kit available to you if you want to come down and hit the sticks. We don't have
set up.
We don't have a garage, but the neighbors have a garage.
We're not going to just steal a neighbor's garage.
We will steal a neighbor's garage, and they'll be like, whatever. But because the girls were gonna play, they were starting a band.
Oh yeah,
they were like,
hell yeah,
thing. But yeah, so we have access to a kit if you ever want to come down. I guess the next step now is to kind of assemble a set, and then
right. That's what I'm saying is like I think I need 2 or 3 songs to really like focus on and practice and start feeling more confident about. So this way I can start knocking them out. Because if you were like, hey, let's do an AC/DC cover band, I'd be like, I got you today. I'm good. Put me behind the kit all day, fucking every day. I'm good. Yeah. I can do backup vocals for it while I'm playing. I know that shit fucking forward and backward. I'm good. Like,
but yeah, I I'm excited. I guess from here because your playlist is like an hour and a half or like 2 hours. It's 2 hours.
Well, I wanted to add some variety.
Yeah.
I figure if we're gonna do yacht rock, I need to pull from the cat. And honestly, I could expand that to another hour and a half by adding quite a few of those bands to their adding their catalog to it.
Nice.
Like easy do that.
Yeah. So I think now we could try to like whittle it down, or you could pick songs that you want to learn the drums to, because I think that'll be a good way to go. Because like I've been playing the bass player that we've picked up. She has her own band,
right?
So like
I know she can pick up and put this down easy. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned about her so much in that sense. I would like her input on things that she's excited to play.
Yeah.
So that's where it would be like, I think we all need to pick like our top 5 favorite songs on that list, and then maybe see where this 3-part Venn diagram kind of comes together.
Oh yeah.
So maybe that needs to be the thing, is like we spend the next day or two really digging back through that list if we haven't already. And because I got lost in fucking podcast land and everything else like that, with all the politics and all the wrestling drama going on.
Oh,
like,
that's the other thing. I need you. That's the other thing I wanted to touch on, because I need you to explain things. Because I've only been getting bits and bobs. But I want to dig into this.
Yeah. So between politics and wrestling drama, I am. I have been going down a rabbit hole, and I have not been listening to a lot of music, which is good and bad. It's good because I'm super interested in it. It's really not great for my depression, because I start to just like fucking the everything of it, and then I start like talking at podcasts as if I'm in the same room, and it's like,
Jesus Christ.
No, right,
don't do
right.
that.
No, like when you hear some sort of like political analyst about something, you're like, oh, this is never gonna happen. I was like, fucking bullshit.
You. Yeah,
bullshit.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like if we check in every week, even if it's on the podcast, it would be good to keep ourselves accountable.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it'll be a fun project. It'll be fun to gig out. It'll be fun. Like, I don't know if you've ever gigged with your band. Did you ever gig with your band in high school?
No, I got kicked out right before they started doing that.
Fuck them.
Yeah, I wrote a bunch of music for that. I never got paid for any of it. They cut an album. Luckily, it went nowhere because the lot of them were a bunch of unmotivated shit. So yeah. I wasn't concerned about them suddenly breaking it big because the only one now, the singer ended up breaking it pretty big. He was the frontman for a band, I don't know if they're still together, called Rome Apart, that got pretty big nationally. But he ended up joining, I think, the army or something like that, and had a family and what have you. And I think ended up kind of giving up on the music thing and deciding that family and responsibility were what he really wanted to do, which, like, rock on either way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like the other dude was in like a failed metal band down in Austin. The other guy, I think, played in like a big swing band around here or something like that, but that went fucking nowhere. And then the other guy's Marty. So yeah.
What did
bass
he play? He played bass.
He played, right. Yeah. Well, so here's the fun thing. So they had former Super referee Mike George playing bass. And then they decided, I guess he wasn't cool enough, or Marty decided he wanted to play an instrument. Oh. And suddenly they all made the decision that, there's a practice space at Marty's. Marty wants to play music. Well, Mike's out. And they literally fire. Right.
Oh, no.
Like, more awkward part, if I'm not mistaken, the night that they did it, Mike drove Marty home back to his house. Then they kicked him out, and then kicked him out of Marty's house. And then they started playing.
Yo,
yeah,
that's fucked up,
dude. That's
fucked up.
Right. But luckily, I had a feeling that when I got 86 from the band, they weren't going to go anywhere. I'm not surprised that group lacked the motivation or focus to really kind of knock it out of the park.
That's really funny. That's so fucking funny.
Yeah, even at a ripe old age of, I think, 17, I could tell who had a motor and who didn't. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I like the idea of starting out as a power trio.
Yeah.
I have
speaking
people
of
I
which,
can contact. I
forgot to show you this.
Yeah, very sweet.
Yeah, so I signed up for Melodics.
Okay.
As a like fun sort of training tool or whatever it is, but that could end up breaking into having a small set of keys that we could use for maybe we want to do some Hall & Oates jams or something like that.
Oh yeah. I'm sure the configuration will be malleable. Like,
oh yeah, it's super malleable and it's got a beat pad and all sorts of shit like that with it, and it has the ability to jump full like keyboard octaves. So it breaks the full keyboard, like the full 88, into thirds. So you can jockey back and forth.
That's tough to do live. It's easy to do while you're recording, but it's
right. But what you can do is you can pre-program the beat pad notes, so you could have the bottom of the keys be the beat pads. So if you wanted to just do basic sort of things, so it would be good if we had like an organ or a synth where all you need is a strong bass note and then the comparable. Yeah.
I think this will be a fun project. There's I'm not sure she's still in the area. There's someone I used to work with who was a wedding singer. And like she had a great voice and like she would go gigging out every weekend and stuff. I wonder if she's still in the area. I wonder if she would be interested. I want to get like some practices in before I start approaching other people.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'd also be lying if I said I wasn't interested in also singing. So just to scratch that itch. Yeah. Similar to you. Like,
yeah. Oh, I have a feeling that the vocals, like, I think we're going to be playing many different parts in this thing as we go.
I'm sure.
So.
Yeah.
It's good. It's gonna be good.
I've already realized that I can hit the low notes on Orleans Still the One, so we can do the 3-part harmony.
Yeah. Nice. I'm excited. Even if we check in as we're recording our podcast every week, that's fine by me. And the viewers can come along with the viewers can be our accountability partners in this. Just ask us how the band is going or how the project is going. We'll call us a project.
Right. Vince, do me a favor, keep us honest. Right, appreciate you.
Yeah. We'll if you book us in Canada, we will play a brunch.
We will find. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. You can field a dreams us. Yeah. That's the idea.
We will play a brunch.
We say poutine. We've got the list together. Yeah. And we will play a poutine party.
Yeah. I will travel to Canada for street meat and poutine.
Fuck
I do not give a fuck.
I am ready to go north of the border. I want to give it a try.
Super Booster is happening. I'm going to get the Super Booster. I will get boosted every fucking year. I will have like Rob Liefeld bandolier of boosters and just like shove them in like Bane.
I'm going to be excited when they have to attach another vaccination card to my vaccination card.
Yeah. I'm excited. We'll play a parking lot. We'll play the SPX parking lot. Like we'll play. Yeah. Once we get this shit rolling, I think it'll be fun. It'll be a fun, stupid project that we can just like, I don't know. We'll do stuff. We'll play stuff. We'll play a free comic book day. What does comic books and yacht rock have to do with anything? Who gives a shit? Before you didn't have live music. Now you do have live music. Shut the fuck up.
Keep talking.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I will. I'll check in with our group chat that we have already set up. Thank God we all have iPhones because I'm in multiple group chats, and that is not always the case. And sometimes the messages get bumped, so it's like you can always tell. And I hate to be that kind of person because it's so superficial. But sometimes communications get dropped in the group chat if they're not all on the same network.
Agreed.
All right, Brandon. I'm a messy bitch.
Okay.
I need to understand what is going on with the wrestling because
we're strictly talking about the AEW drama.
Yes,
correct?
we are talking about the AEW drama.
Okay.
There's some Punk shit. There's the Bucks shit. There's biting. There's spitting. There's like feelings. Yeah. What is going on? I need the 411.
Okay.
Because I like me some messy wrestling bullshit.
Okay, so I have yet to see the interview from whenever it happened or however it happened, but apparently Hangman Adam Page, former AEW World Champion, went on some sort of thing and cut a promo regarding CM Punk and brought up Scott Colton. Scott Colton, better known in the wrestling world as Colt Cabana.
Okay.
Now, for those of us not in the whole thing or whatever it is, a decade ago, swear to God, this is a fucking decade-old thing.
Oh my God.
Right.
I thought they were boys.
Well, they used to be. So a decade ago, CM Punk ended up leaving WWE. He ended up going on what then was Colt Cabana's The Art of Wrestling podcast, where CM Punk basically put WWE on blast and told his side of a very messy story about mistreatment and working through injuries and just unsafe working conditions. It just kind of pulled the curtain back on everything. But we never really get, at least in my eyes, never really get the other side of the story because it is one man on a podcast with one of his close buddies versus a corporate entity that is only going to say but so much. It ended up getting legal. CM Punk and Colt Cabana ended up getting sued by WWE. Whoa. They went after them for slander and libel and all this other shit. So there were legal bills that ended up happening, and CM Punk, multiple time WWE champion, had a fair bit of a nest egg going on. He's got cash.
Yeah.
Colt Cabana was an indie wrestler, and an indie wrestler a decade ago did not make WWE money. There was no AEW. There was no other real big thing. Like Ring of Honor was around, and he used to do a lot of Ring of Honor stuff, and he was very much a working pro wrestler. He rarely had a weekend off. And to my understanding, when he had a weekend off, it was his choice, not because he just couldn't find booking anywhere.
Right.
So CM Punk supposedly agrees to pay Colt Cabana's legal fees through this whole thing. Basically like hey, I was a messy bitch. I caused this, but it was on your podcast. You shouldn't have to go poor because we're fighting a corporate juggernaut and I want to fight. So they go through that whole thing. It gets messy after a while. Colt Cabana supposedly, I don't remember if he openly said this or he alluded to it, that CM Punk just suddenly stopped paying his Colt's bills. There is a whole big thing. But in turn, CM Punk and Colt Cabana at that point stopped talking. They settled everything legally between the two of them. Right. They settled everything with WWE and everything kind of settled its ass down. So we get to, I think a week or two ago, and I guess, it probably would have been about 2 weeks ago, Adam Page apparently goes on and starts talking about Colt Cabana getting fired from AEW. Colt Cabana was part of the Dark Order, which is a faction that Adam Page is part of. Near as I can tell, this is now we're blurring the lines in between work and shoot.
Right.
Because I guess Page didn't clear this with Punk to talk about, may have been a little off the cuff. Nobody can tell whether or not it's really true. I don't even know if Colt Cabana actually works for AEW or if he's just on hiatus while they're getting Ring of Honor up and running. I don't understand what Colt Cabana's status is. But either way, it must have pissed off Punk a ton because CM Punk goes into their AEW's most recent pay-per-view. He beats Jon Moxley, becomes a 2-time AEW champion, is bloodied and beaten and tired. And for some reason, and this is something that I never really understood, this is a like dumb thing that they started doing the last couple of years. They do these things called media scrums, where they will basically do a press conference and treat pro wrestling like a real ass sport.
Oh, like they do in the Japanese ones where they have like, the thing behind them and they
right. And WWE started doing it on occasion, and some of them were funny. Alicia Fox going fucking banana pants once was great. Having the random ones with the Shield were fucking fun, but like in WWE, it was one of those things where a phone moment was a rarity. A off the wall moment was almost not happening because they were so tightly scripted that the idea that these guys would end up kind of going off script was kind of far-fetched.
Oh dear.
AEW, on the other hand, little bit of a different animal.
Oh no.
So CM Punk gets done and he's sitting down next to Tony Khan, owner of AEW. Now, CM Punk is pissed. He's bloody. He's got a towel around his neck. He seems in no fucking mood. And we now have wrestling journalists around him. Now, when I say wrestling journalists, for those of you who may be rolling your eyes at this, these are the people who report on the backstage comings and goings of pro wrestlers. Injuries, storylines, real heat, what's going on, acquisitions, releases, what have like you.
The Meltzers.
Your Meltzers, your Sean Ross Sapps, you've got a number, I'd say like 4 or 5 people who have really started working their way up.
Actually, they're not like actors. They're actual press.
They're
like
press.
Actual fucking.
They are wrestling press.
Jesus Christ. That's a good idea.
They are asking them real questions about things. And they're asking them normally about, psychology. MJF came back. And one of the questions to Punk was about, or more importantly to Tony Khan, was like, what do you think the psychology is now having MJF come back as being this, anti-establishment character? And basically the catalyst of him coming back is that he demanded more money, and it gives everyone the impression that he strong-armed you into a contract you weren't prepared to give him. And like, they're trying to report on wrestling storyline as if it's real thing, because unfortunately about wrestling, it is sometimes hard to tell the difference.
Yeah.
So,
Jesus Christ.
CM Punk basically settles in, and the first thing he does is he looks at somebody who apparently he knows used to do improv with Colt Cabana. And CM Punk right out of the gate looks at this dude and goes, "What's your relationship with Scott Colton?" Using Colt Cabana's real name and cornering this guy directly. And he's like, I don't have one. He's like, did you or did you not used to do improv with Scott Colton? And he's like, yeah. He's like, what's your relationship with him? He's like, we know each other, but we don't talk. We're not friends or anything. And he's like, okay, just making sure. I was under the impression you were friends. And if that's the case, fuck you. If I'm wrong, I apologize. I was like, well, we're going to get started right out of the gate, huh?
That's spicy.
Right. So CM Punk proceeds to air all of the fucking dirty laundry from his perspective on the Colt Cabana shit, talks about Colt Cabana's end of having all the bills paid, how Colt supposedly asked Punk to stop paying the bills because apparently Punk countersued Colt or something like that, or found out in Discovery that Colt was sharing a bank account with his mother. So I think he was concerned about the repercussions of causing financial issues with mom. So now Punk is dragging Colt Cabana by regular street name and his mother into this fucking press conference, basically pissed off because Adam Page brought it up in the first place. And Punk, and I'm paraphrasing here, has to come up here and defend himself about something that had been a quote fucking decade ago. Now, essentially where Punk starts to go off the rails even more than this is he is undermining Tony Khan because Tony's like, I should have handled this.
Yeah.
And Punk literally was like, no, Tony, that's not your fucking job. And was like, whoa. Like Punk got fucking aggressive and then proceeds to start talking about the remaining members of the elite alongside Adam Page who need to keep their boy in check, who are also the executive vice presidents of AEW. We are talking about Kenny Omega and Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
To which Punk said, and I'm paraphrasing once again, they don't understand how to run the wrestling business. They can't even manage a fucking target. Ooh. And calls them unprofessional and basically just puts them on fucking blast.
Oh my God.
Right. So on a live streaming thing with no editing in front of all the wrestling press, you cannot unring any of these bells. This is just happening.
Yeah. Holy fuck.
Right. So if this is, and one of the analysts that I saw was like, if you can't turn this into a real fucking story and have them wrestle over this and have a giant pay-per-view, no one involved deserves to be in wrestling because none of you have the ability to squash your real world shit to turn this into something that would be one of the biggest money-making ventures in all of wrestling fucking ever.
Oh my God. We would buy that pay-per-view.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
We would buy that pay-per-view. We would buy the popcorn.
Now, apparently, this scrum is over. The scrum video was like 30 minutes. I managed to make it 12 or 13 before I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, I can't with this messy bitch.
Yeah.
And I turn it off. Now, apparently after the scrum is over, CM Punk and his buddy Ace Steel, who they brought in as part of the promo to this, like basically talking Punk into the match in the first place. Ace is apparently more of a like, you're CM fucking Punk. You don't back down from challenges.
Yeah.
Because basically Punk lost the title to Jon Moxley in like 3 minutes and got bitched the fuck out on national TV. So I think this is the whole idea of like, you lost your smile and, you got beat, you got caught. It happens. This is what we do, Master Wayne. What's the point of all those fucking push-ups?
Yeah.
And like,
get up, bitch.
Get the fuck back up. Get your messy ass in the ring. Go get your fucking title back. Yeah. So to my understanding, I have not watched it. Punk and Moxley had a fucking barn burner and it was great. And Punk came out victorious. So the press scrum is over. They go back into their locker room. CM Punk is in his locker room. Ace's wife is apparently in there and apparently has a broken leg. This will come up later. And Ace is there, and I don't know who else is in the room. Apparently, the Young Bucks hear what happened. They watched it. They're mad. The Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Brandon Cutler, and a few other people apparently all storm their way down into or down to CM Punk's dressing room, start banging on the door, insisting to have a conversation about this. CM Punk does not answer the call or tells him to fuck off. I'm unclear which. And one of them, I think Nick Jackson, if I'm not mistaken, according to the reporting that I read, kicks the fucking door down and they proceed to start having a bit of a brawl.
Oh, boy.
Apparently fucking, I think Nick got punched in the face. Matt was like trying to figure out what the fuck was going on and was kind of stepping back a little bit. Ace and Kenny Omega got into an argument. Ace apparently, I believe Ace is the one who spit on Kenny, also pulled his hair, also bit him. And Ace was apparently upset because his wife had a broken leg. They're having a bit of a tussle. I think he's concerned for her safety, and he decides he's just going to start suddenly fighting dirty. This all gets broken up. Brandon Cutler's involved. A couple other people are involved.
You can't pull Kenny's hair.
No,
you can't pull Kenny's hair.
Now, this is a whole thing of like all of the guys get pulled apart and everything else like that. Now, what my perspective is at this moment, CM Punk should have never been on a live mic that way.
No,
post-wrestling match scrums are a bad idea, and you're asking for this sort of bullshit.
Yeah.
CM Punk had no reason to put his messy shit out there other than to pick a fight. He knew exactly what he was doing. He's a dickhead, and he thought he was untouchable.
Yeah, he was looking for a fight. He was looking for a fight.
The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are executive vice presidents. They need to handle themselves in a demeanor that is above the rest of the locker room. You cannot just go stomping down there, getting ready to kick somebody's ass. Cooler heads need to prevail. And if you want to call this dude a motherfucker, fine, but you need to only call this dude a motherfucker and then go to Tony and then talk about what we are going to do with CM Punk.
Yeah.
Them going down there and putting hands on guys. Apparently, like the Chicago police are getting involved. There's a real investigation going on. This is genuine assault. So like there's shit going on.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of speculation. Now for resolution of something that I just read as we were getting started this conversation. Maybe like a few weeks ago, Sammy Guevara and Eddie Kingston got into it in a similar sense of Sammy Guevara went out there, cut a promo, starts talking about Eddie Kingston's kind of doughy physique. Oh. And apparently Eddie took this personally. Sammy walks in the back. Eddie basically tries to pie face him and they get into a whole big back and forth thing.
Good Lord.
Right. So like all the guys think that just, throwing hands is the right way to do it. Now, because Eddie instigated violence, Eddie was suspended. Mm-hmm. For like a few weeks. He served a suspension. He was off of TV. They changed the storyline. Sammy publicly apologized and also personally apologized to Eddie. Apparently, they squashed the beef. Everything's A-okay.
All right.
That set a precedent, though.
Oh, no.
So as of 8:10 p.m., Tony Khan went out onto AEW. This is... written by Skylar Russell at Fightful.com.
Oh, and we're recording this Wednesday evening.
Evening, right. So as of 8:10 p.m. when this was written, following the turmoil of CM Punk and AEW World Championship, AEW has revealed what's next for the prestigious belts. By the way, once again, a reminder, CM Punk is their world champion. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are their inaugural trios champions. That means that they are a 3-man tag team and literally just won the belts earlier that evening.
Jesus Christ.
So Tony Khan started off tonight's Dynamite broadcast and revealed that both the AEW World Championship and the AEW World Trios Championships have both been vacated. A tournament will take place over the next few weeks with new champions being crowned at AEW Dynamite Grand Slam on September 21st. Also, there have been reports that apparently Ace Steel and CM Punk are both done with AEW. So I have no idea if CM Punk is going to quit or what's going on. I'm not surprised. Yeah. Quitting when things get difficult and having to take responsibility for your actions is just something that CM Punk does. I'm not the biggest CM Punk fan. Like that dude went on TV and made the open statement, you can't fix wrestling from your couch. And then like 4 months later, quit the business. Yeah. So like, I'm not interested in hearing that guy's hot take on everything.
Yeah.
So interesting, because that means that the inaugural trios champions never got a chance to defend their belts.
Yeah.
They were champions for one evening, basically. Because I imagine once you put hands on the other guy, your title reign is kind of over.
Yeah. No sweat on them belts. They're all pristine, shiny, no fingerprints.
They took photos. They released photos of them winning the belts, and then
nope, back in the closet. Put them back in the case.
Yep,
back in the case. That's 4 belts. 4 belts.
4 belts are now vacated.
Done.
Just donezo.
Just hanging in the wind. Jesus Christ.
So, let me see if I can find the yada yada situation, yada yada. Trying to see who got suspended.
Now, while you're looking for that, when I first heard about this shit, half of me was thinking, this has got to be a work. Because, like, wrestlers are carny. Like, the business is full of carnies. You can never trust, like, but maybe it's because I'm so used to, like, the Vince McMahon era of stuff where, like, people are just the fake shit and the real shit kind of blend into each other. This sounds like some messy real shit. It sounds like AEW is just they're not fake with any of this stuff. They're just letting it. They're showing their whole asshole.
Yeah. Okay. So suspensions. This is as of September 7th on 1:05 p.m. From Ross Berman at wrestlinginc.com. Apparently citing that Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, as well as Michael Nakazawa, who is one of the guys who is hanging out with the Young Bucks and everything else like that. He's kind of a backstage guy, what have you. And Christopher Daniels, who is also the talent relations coordinator for AEW. Apparently were all suspended. Also, Pat Buck, who I believe is one of the trainers for AEW, also was suspended.
How long are those suspensions?
They haven't said.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
The fucking trainer got suspended. See, that's how you know it's not fake.
Yeah.
Because random people who never get involved in any of this shit, who you never hear about, are getting suspended. God.
Yeah. So he's apparently a promoter for AEW.
Good Lord. They suspended a promoter?
They suspended a promoter. Yeah. So the one that gives a lot of credibility as far as I'm concerned is Christopher Daniels, because Christopher Daniels went from being a in-ring performer to a semi-in-ring performer. And now he's more of a talent relations guy where he handles a lot of the onboarding and talent issues and what have you. The idea that he got into that physical altercation to the point where Tony Khan decided to suspend the guy who's supposed to be your guy to go to.
Yeah.
That's a fucking real deal, man.
That's not what you want. Good Jesus. Yow.
Yeah. So I'm curious what's going to happen. There were some rumors early on in this whole thing that one of the executive vice presidents would have been, again, Kenny Omega or one of the Young Bucks, were talking about leaving AEW. That apparently has been debunked. But I mean, the other thing to remember is that the elite, who are the EVPs, also have a rather popular YouTube show with millions of viewers. They aired their episode, which they usually put on Mondays right after a pay-per-view or whatever, and never referenced any of this. I watched it. It was a 45-minute episode, and they never mentioned it once in any of this. It's like they cut the editing right up into where it actually happened.
Yeah.
So I'm curious where all of this is going to shake out. I'm curious if the Bucks are going to say something publicly, because to my understanding, AEW has no ownership rights to any of that YouTube content at all.
Good.
So
Good.
In theory,
that's smart. Yeah.
In theory, if the Young Bucks wanted to go into business for themselves and motherfuck CM Punk, they could and edit it any way they please.
I'm assuming Punk is also suspended, but is he gone?
I don't. There has not been any official release, as far as I've seen, about Ace Steel or CM Punk being removed from the company. So all they're talking about is the titles being vacated, which gives people the impression that Punk's at minimum been suspended.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
But
oh my God.
And mind you, by the way, during the press conference, this is something I didn't even get into. He started talking about how, he was talking about, somebody asked him a question about MJF, and Punk's basically he's a prick, and then looks at Tony. He's like, I don't know why you have me working with these fucking irresponsible children.
Oh. And Tony just sat there and took it.
Tony tried to blow it off, and Tony's like, hey, MJF is one of the top wrestlers in the world. CM Punk is the AEW champion, so he's the top champion in the world. Tried to kind of do the look, man, you're going to take on the biggest names in wrestling, and that's just how this is going to fucking be.
Yeah.
But also didn't give him a hard time about basically calling everybody a little bitch.
Yeah.
So
Punk's mouth is cashing checks that his body can't find.
well, this is the
Writing
thing:
checks
is
his body can't cash.
Punk's mouth is causing him to not be able to cash checks.
Yeah,
It's
Punk's
even
mouth is
worse
writing
than cashing checks you can't actually cash.
Yeah,
It's taking away checks.
Punk's mouth is canceling all the checks.
Is canceling checks.
He's canceling debt.
Right. Yeah. Like for all I know, this could be because I don't know if Punk's going to want to go out and do multiple independent dates and everything else like that.
Who's going to want to work with him?
Huh?
Who's going to want to work with him?
A fucking ton of people.
Yeah.
He's still CM Punk. He still has a rabid fan base, and a large amount of them are going to. Dude, in this country, in this economy, you're telling me that there aren't people who are going to look at what CM Punk said and listen to his own words and hear all of that and go, yup, fuck the Young Bucks, fuck Kenny Omega, fuck AEW, fuck this, fuck that. CM Punk's the greatest in the world.
Yeah.
Like
I just like on the wrestler side though, like I wouldn't want to work, like working with him is one thing, but then like the afterwards, like I wouldn't trust him. Just
you don't trust him. What you do is you try and have the best match you possibly can with him. So this way you get the rub of working with CM Punk. And if you've got a promoter who's willing to pay what I imagine is going to be CM Punk's exorbitant appearance fee.
Yeah.
And they put you in a match with them because they trust you well enough.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of wins.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, like,
I don't know. I mean, like, because reality is Punk might be able to go to New Japan. Punk might be able to go to PWG. Punk's not going to go to fucking Impact.
No, I don't.
Like, it would have to be an independent, holier than thou, CZW kind of like.
He could do NEW.
He might. He might.
Boy, Keith. Oh my God. Put Keith in with him.
Look, the reality is you want to fill that baseball stadium and you want to have it sell out fast. Put CM Punk in the main event.
Yeah. Shit. Punk and Keith would be a great match.
Absolutely.
God.
But how do you have, given Keith's current gimmick right now, I don't know how you have Youngblood rolling into heel territory, take on the biggest dickhead in wrestling.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you want him to do a face turn. That's the fucking one.
That would be amazing.
That's the fucking one. You want to talk about strapping a fucking strapping a jetpack to his ass. You are shoving a fucking NASA level rocket up his ass and sending him, woo, baby, to the moon.
Oh,
like,
be so
absolutely.
Good.
You think, because this is the thing. Anybody who works with CM Punk, if he went independent, WWE at a minimum is going to want to snap them up. And God forbid if they happen to actually have a good showing or win against CM Punk, you think that WWE isn't going to snap that person up for NXT? Yeah. And the first thing they're going to say is, I beat the best in the world before I walked in the door.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, I want to see it now.
Because all they have to do is get the rights to the Northeast Wrestling footage and get that pin and have them literally look into the camera, go like this and go, it's clobbering time. And fucking walk off and cash in on fucking Punk shit. Bing, bing, and bing, bing, Punk bing, would be bing, pissed. Bing. And all of Punk's fans would tell that dude to go fuck himself.
Oh, it'd be great.
Great. It'd be fucking amazing.
Great.
And that person would go from obscurity to top of NXT card, if not scratching their way into SmackDown or Raw territory.
Yeah. Oh my God. That would be great. Fucking fantastic.
I beat the man who beat you. And look at it and go, Edge. I beat the man who beat you, Rey Mysterio. I beat the man who beat you, Miz. Like, and just go down the fucking roster right now and be able to name
I beat the man to be the man.
Right. Like,
oh, it books itself.
It books itself. Like it takes a lot of stones and also a lot of acknowledgement of someone who you don't have rights to. But frankly, if Triple H wants to motherfuck CM Punk a little bit, and I don't know what his relationship is with Punk actually.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it is respectful at best, if I had to take a shot in the dark.
They probably shake hands when they meet each other, but they don't go out for that.
Nobody's having a if Trips is in fucking Chicago, he's not exactly going to get a fucking beef with Punk. Yeah. Like that's not happening.
Yeah.
So I could very much see him go, you know what? Fuck it. Because the only thing it's going to do one of two things. It's going to be a great money draw for WWE and have that dude get nuclear heat for every CM Punk fan.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's going to draw Punk back to WWE to defend his honor against this guy.
Yep. Yeah. It's a win-win all around. Everyone's making money.
Right. Because you're essentially you're goading the champ into coming out of retirement. This is like Rocky V.
Yeah,
like
and then AEW gets to say, fuck that guy anyway. And we have like real heat between the brands.
Right.
And it's WWE versus WCW again. And I loved that shit.
Yeah, I would really love if we got away from the comparisons of AEW and WCW. A lot of people were doing a lot of that shit.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. And I find it interesting that Chris Jericho, who was in WCW, is now the elder statesman of the AEW locker room. Also, apparently, and this is my favorite part, Jon Moxley, possibly greatest man in wrestling, managed to avoid all of this. A dude who has done barbed wire exploding table death matches managed to not get involved in any of this messy bitch business.
Oh my God.
Literally loses to CM Punk, goes in the back, cracks a seltzer, says hi to his wife, has all the shenanigans happen. Is like, that sounds like some pretty fucking sketchy, messy shit. Y'all have fun with that. And just walks away. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yes. So
that's amazing.
I apologize if anyone is a better wrestling fan than I am and understood a bit more. I got any context wrong. Yeah. Once again, I should clarify, or not once again, I should clarify that my depiction of the story and what happened is both an account from What Culture Wrestling videos over the last few days and the articles that I just read in front of you, citing sources as I read them in real time. So this way we were all on the very same page. If I got anything wrong, I do apologize, but I think I got the core of mostly everything.
Thank you just so fucking much.
A lot of people take wrestling very, very seriously. And when somebody gets something wrong, they like to really point it out. If that happens, please feel free to do it. Jamie, if you see anything that you think I need to address the next time we have the podcast, just to clarify, I will be happy to do so. Once again, I have no heat on trying to give anyone a hard time. I'm not the biggest fan of the way CM Punk handled himself in this thing. I think it's just bad for business all in all. I'm super disappointed though in the Bucks and Kenny Omega for going to that level. Like, that
surprises me.
You gotta be smart. These are still guys who get paid to beat on each other.
That's true.
Like, your job, Jamie, is to pretend beat up other dudes.
Yeah.
Conflict resolution is not exactly your strong suit.
The thing that fucks me up is that after press scrum. That's such a shit idea.
I don't understand
that is so
why
dangerous.
We are doing that.
Yeah, like,
well, I wonder if this is a like, because Tony Khan's family owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, and if I'm not mistaken, 2 soccer teams, like the idea of treating AEW in a lot of ways like a professional sports team makes sense and it feels natural. And giving this might be why we do it. Because I get paid by AEW, by the way. I'm a total
sure, yeah,
shill.
we're shills. We're AEW.
Right, yeah. The check's in the mail.
Yeah. The fucking shill cast.
Having that press in the room gives them unprecedented access, which may cause them to be more favorable to AEW's foibles. So when they end up having, like they had with the Eddie Kingston, John Moxley exploding thing where it was a bunch of sparklers and a real fucking wet fart of an ending where it's supposed to be the ring's exploding and oh my God. And it ends up being just kind of some weak ass pyro.
Yeah.
There's probably a decent chance that there's going to be a little bit of a like, well, that was a disappointing ending and the pyro really should have gone off and that does nobody a positive service and they're going to have to really dig out of this hole. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Instead of what could be what is the most embarrassing AEW championship match possibly ever in perpetuity? If they manage to go lower than this bar, they should probably just close the doors altogether. Like,
yeah,
you can write that two very different ways and both are fucking true.
That's
like,
true.
And so I can understand the idea of like, give these guys like Meltzer access because on the whole, it helps.
Yeah.
Provided that your wrestlers aren't the messiest fucking bitches on the planet.
Yeah. Provided they just don't explode.
Like,
pull down their pants and show their whole ass to the entire universe.
Right. Right. Like, and like, I expect candid shit from CM Punk because he's jokingly talked about in interviews and everything else like that, where like, when he was toward the tail end of his run in WWE and he was feeling like crap, he took, I think, like a last ride power bomb from the Undertaker and shit his pants. And like, there's a thing of like, like him looking back at the camera and going, I shit my britches. And like, which is fucking hilarious. And that feels like a very CM Punk thing to do and say. And the idea of like showing that bit of openness and, you know, like, I felt like shit and I actually shit my pants. That's how bad I was feeling. Goddamn. And like, and then all the other wrestlers coming out of the woodwork going, yeah, if you're going to wrestle the Undertaker, you need to take a shit before you go out there. That powerbomb will have you shit your pants. Like, right. And like, which is a really funny anecdotal sort of thing. But like the idea of sharing a little too much feels like a CM Punk thing to do. And I get that. And I'm okay with that to an extent. But like when we're motherfucking dudes over legal shit publicly and then we're picking the same fight. Oh, that was the other thing is literally Punk's going out there talking about how, you know, the EVPs can't run a fucking target and yada, yada, yada. And, you know, Hangman Adam Page is an unprofessional fuck and he needs to learn how to speak and yada, yada, yada. Page is literally doing the same thing the Punk did a decade earlier. And then Punk's pissed off at MJF for being unprofessional and cutting that big fucking promo that he did about wanting more money and everything else like that. And that promo was in a very similar cadence to CM Punk's very popular pipe bomb promo. Like,
yeah, come on, man.
So is Punk mad that other people are doing what he did, which means it's not as special as we all thought? Or is he just so far removed from reality that the idea of like it has Punk gone like mentally Republican where like we're like butter emails and you can't do top secret documents and you deserve to go to prison if you take top secret documents.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking about me taking top secret documents. I cleared all that shit. You're fine. Like, whoa, bruh. No. Time. Flag on the play. Not how this works. Pick a lane.
It sounds like he was just looking for something.
He was looking for something
real
to draw real heat.
Yeah.
And I think he thought he was going to get away with it. And he didn't.
Yeah.
And I don't know if now there is a super outside chance that all of this is a work.
It's a fantastic work because
that was essentially like what I had heard Dave Meltzer say is if this is a work, this is the most elaborate work in wrestling history. And Tony Khan is a booking mastermind.
It's a genius.
Because if that's the case, and we pretend like a bunch of dudes got suspended, or we actually suspended them to show everything, if we fire Punk just to bring him back, if we cause all this messy bitch shit and everything else like that publicly to captivate an audience, and then they end up turning this into a big thing, nothing is sacred. And I don't know how we move on from it. Because, like, imagine if this is a work. How do you watch AEW after this?
Yeah.
And trust anything?
It will keep you on the edge of your seat always.
Like, unless someone's actually factually dead, like CNN reports, R.I.P. Sting. God. I don't know if Stinger's dead. He could just be in the fucking rafters,
He's
man.
In the rafters
I don't know. I don't know. Right? Yeah. Like, I don't know.
And you would watch it.
Because I don't know.
Hook, line, and fucking sinker.
Like, yes. Like, you got me, baby. Like,
they would win all of the Emmys.
Yeah,
all of the Emmys.
Who cares about Emmys? They're cashing fucking Ted Turner checks all day long.
Oh,
you want to improve fucking Rampage's time slot from 10 p.m. on Friday to pick wherever the fuck you want to be during the week? Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. If you manage to swerve everybody into this, and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega come back and go, I don't care about the trios titles. What I want is a piece of CM Punk and anyone who has the audacity to side with CM Punk. So if you're going to side with him, drag your silly ass out of here so I know we can put a bounty on each one of your heads. And I still won't know until one of them does a Hurricane Rana if this is legitimate or not.
But can you imagine how amazing that would be?
Because if somebody actually signs a waiver and takes a fucking punch and we get some real shit, oh boy. Like, the only way I believe this is real is if CM Punk is fired and doesn't come back for some time, and we don't get to see the Bucks for another month minimum. Minimum.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way. And even then, I still don't know.
I don't know. Because they could have needed that month just to chill out and
just
relax
to recover
and
right, but like Kenny Omega just came back. He just came back. He had 9 months of recovery. Guy wrestled with vertigo for 3 fucking years, Jamie. The Jericho matches, the Hall of Fame match, the one where he and fucking, sorry, not 3 years, 4 years, New Japan, the fucking barn burners.
Yes.
Kenny Omega had vertigo during that.
Oh my God.
That dude is, are you telling me that dude is going to go out, get his shoulders, knees, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, my neck, my back, my pussy, and my crack repaired, come back after 9 months of rehab, wrestle like 4 times, win the belts, vacate the belts, sit at home for another fucking month just to let CM Punk get heat and get over? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Now I want it to be a work. Now I want it to be a work.
Here.
Now I want it to be a work.
The only thing that lends credibility to this is because literally the EVPs were the fucking trios champions. And why are you going to further the flame that all these guys are going to do is put themselves over by having them win the belts and then vacate them? Like, it's the only kernel of that gives me pause of like, is this a work?
Yeah.
Because it seemed odd that you wouldn't, and like, I've heard the argument of like, you want the first trios champions to be really well established, really homegrown names that are recognizable across the wrestling industry, yada, yada, yada. And meanwhile, I'm like, yeah, but who's a casual wrestling fan who gets fucking hyped about trios championships? Like, trios championships are for sweaty wrestling nerds and lucha fans.
Yes, lucha.
But that's where that shit comes from. And that's why it's so fucking good. But
my God.
That's otherwise, ain't nobody. look, Harley Race wasn't a trios champion. To my understanding, even though Andre the Giant used to wrestle in a trios team, to my understanding, the Japanese federation that he was with didn't have a trios champion. So it was just a 6-man tag.
Yeah.
And a very poorly hid Andre the Giant. Like,
yeah.
Right.
WWE doesn't have a trios champion.
No, they don't.
Because it would just be the New Day.
Right. And supposedly they were, well, Big E's out. It's okay. He's on the mend. He's doing a lot better. But they supposedly waited to crown and debut these trios championships until Kenny was ready to come back. Like, that was the storyline. They had these in the chamber for months. The belts existed for months.
I really want this to be a work now.
And that's the problem. Is it's so much like we so built messy. This all up exactly for this one thing, just to have it ripped away by so that messy. Nasty little bitch CM Punk.
It's so messy.
I was supposed to be a locker room leader, and I let my emotions get the best of me, and I paid the price for it. 9 months of rehab to have gold around my waist again, just to have it ripped away.
And now we're coming back for it.
It's so fucking close to being at work.
And we're coming back. We're getting Punk. We're getting the belt. We're getting all of the belts.
God,
we're taking all of AEW belts. All of the belts.
Well, that was Kenny Omega's
era.
That was Kenny Omega's whole thing before he went away for all the shit. Was he was the belt collector?
Yeah,
remember, he was the Impact champion. He was a fucking he had multiple belts.
We're taking all of the belts back, and we're burying Punk. We're coming back. We're burying Punk. We're getting our triples back. We're getting our singles back. We're getting the whatever, but we're getting all of the belts. We're getting the women's title. We don't care. We're getting all of them. Now I really want it to be.
You can see where the QAnon part of my brain goes.
So good. It's so good.
But what about the deep state? And you're like, God damn it. No.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Except this is all written by an eccentric billionaire.
Yeah, exactly.
And by eccentric, I mean, he stuffed a ton of fucking money into a wrestling company and built it from the ground up.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like that's the equivalency of doing something dumb with your money.
See,
and having it pay off. Is he crazy, or is he a crazy like a billionaire fox? Like
This would be screw job level of legendary.
It would be screw job level. This is so far beyond motherfucking Bret Hart. Like, it just, who cares about the idea of the whitest Forrest Whitaker, motherfucking Bret Hart?
But like this
fucking human chameleon Shawn Michaels.
This would be so
eyeballing Bret Hart in one eye and Vince McMahon in the other one. Whoop. All right, is now the time to screw him, boss?
This would be so legendary that people outside of wrestling would know about it.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the level. That's the level. Oh my God. Oh shit.
Right. And like initially there's that one part of my brain that goes, this is fucking real. This is too messy not to be real. It's bullshit. It's like, and with my head just going, it's too many people. It's too many people. It's moon landing. There's too many people. It's too many people. And then I'm like, but it's wrestling business. But it's a wrestling business.
Yeah. What do we call this? Like messy bitch watch? Messy punk bitch watch?
By the way, also, I've never seen a man put messy ass laundry out at a press conference while destroying 2 chocolate pastries, like, and giving a plug to the bakery that he was eating them from. Like, he killed a brownie and then a chocolate muffin while he's calling everyone else unprofessional little bitches. He's actively eating a brownie. Like literally ripping off, like taking a bite and just being like, no, I mean, fuck CM or fuck MJF. He's a messy little bitch. Breaks off another piece. Also, I really don't want to work with these fucking children anymore, but Tony forces me. Takes another bite. It's like, what the fuck is even happening right now? Like, you don't even do CM Punk's bad at being cool. Like, he can't even just stand there and fucking just say it. He's just so nonchalant about it. They're like, who kills a seltzer and a chocolate muffin while ruining his wrestling career? CM Punk does. Like, right, you can't clang together seltzer waters.
Even if this is real, there has to be a part of Tony Khan's mind in the back of his head that's saying, like,
I'll send you
spin this bitch.
I'll send you the fucking video that I saw of the press conference. Watching Tony Khan's face during this is fucking amazing. Like, you should watch the first 10 minutes watching CM Punk, and by the way, and try not to notice Tony behind him, because you will not be able to do it. And then spin that shit back, like full on Spinderella, do it one more time, and then hit fucking Tony Khan, and don't break eye contact, because that dude nervously trying to sit through this thing and figure out what the fuck he's gonna do while it comes off the rails is amazing. It is the equivalency of like dad hit mom at the middle of Thanksgiving and your grandmother doesn't know what to do because she's afraid she might be next. Oh, like, it is nervous energy right now. I think Tony drank from a cup that was empty no less than 9 times.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, it might be real then.
It might be real. The other, right? Yeah, like this,
it might be real. If the boss wasn't there and you couldn't see his reaction, it might be real.
Right. Yeah.
Damn it.
Right, I know. Like,
but if he was
right,
he could spin this shit. He could spin this shit and make so much fucking money.
That was the take that I took away. I think it was Michael Sidgwick from What Culture Wrestling talked about that, where he was like, if you can't turn this into a legitimate storyline that becomes one of the largest money-making ventures in wrestling history.
So much money.
Tony Khan, the Young Bucks, CM Punk especially, they don't belong in the wrestling business because they're willing to leave money on the table over petty feuds.
Yeah,
there's so much money to be made with turning this into a feud.
Galactic.
Why wouldn't you do it? Why can't you get over your own shit?
Yeah, you would bury WWE. I don't know what the numbers are comparison, but you would bury them.
You would make the biggest impact in wrestling in probably a decade.
Yeah.
Like, or at the very least, since AEW got formed, or more importantly, the All Out show that happened, or sorry, All In or whatever it was, the one that Cody and the Bucks put on in Chicago before AEW got brought together, where they were, they sold out a 10,000 seat theater. It's world changing what they would do there.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, Jesus, because and especially now, because now all eyes are on AEW. All eyes are on AEW. People are going to give a shit about this
because they have. Yeah. Well, for the moment, all eyes are on AEW because WWE has such positive press right now with everything that Triple H has been doing over the last month. This might be a last-ditch effort to be like, hey, look at me, over here, right here, messiest bitch on the planet, messiest bitch on the planet.
Oh man.
So, yep. Anyway, so
thank you, Brandon.
That's been Wrestling Corner.
Up next, Kiss Corner.
Hey guys, I'm Paul Stanley, and let's talk about the weather.
Ace Frehley or Vinnie Vincent? Who's the better?
How is that even a question? Oh, real quick. You especially need to go back and watch the fucking tribute concert to Taylor Hawkins, because at one point, Wolfgang Van Halen goes out and plays fucking Van Halen songs.
I heard
with
about
Dave Grohl and the rest of the fucking Chevy Metal.
Yeah.
And I had no idea Wolfgang Van Halen is a multi-instrumental fucking virtuoso and shreds as good as his dad ever did while being a thick boy.
Yeah,
while being a thick thack BOI, which is 10 times more impressive, I think. Because, like, God damn, that guy can play.
Yeah, I heard about that. I should look that up.
Fucking amazing.
That's awesome. And if that doesn't get you excited to play something, I don't know, man.
I don't know what will. Also, watching Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age do a David Bowie cover of I think it's Dancing in the Street with Bowie's actual band. Nice. Because apparently Taylor Hawkins sat in and did a bunch of shows with them as the drummer, which I had no idea Taylor played on stage with Bowie. Like, fuck off.
Yeah,
I miss that guy. Anyway, like, yeah. So it turns out Josh Homme does a really killer Bowie impersonation, and it's super fucking good. That whole concert is great to watch. And I'm curious what the second one's going to be like. They did the one in London. This next one is going to be in LA. Nice. And it's going to be super good. And it'll probably stream on YouTube again. MTV did the stream for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you should be able to watch it. I don't know if they took it down. If you have Paramount Plus, I'm pretty sure it's available there, but I'm sure I can find a clip or something like that and send over.
Yeah, that's dope. All right, Brandon.
Yep.
When you're not hitting the sticks, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at that guy Chalmers or Jamie goddamn Noguchi. What? Look, ma'am. Look. Unlike my 18-wheeler and my love of that weird fucking restaurant with the terrible fucking sketties, you know, one your grandmother really likes.
God, that place. Fucking trails. Oh,
that's what I'm talking about. Girds my loins. Jamie, other than in and around your office space and on the counter, literally just sitting there like a goddamn gargoyle at Trails, just eating fucking bad food. Where can the fine people of the interwebs find you?
You can find me wherever podcasts are sold.
Goddamn right.
Spotify, Apple, whatever. I have a single coming out. It's out. It's
Sushi absolute sushi boat time. Hear me, look, people, look. Hear the sound of my voice and trust that if there's one thing that this accent understands, it's a quality anthem about the excesses of sushi. Look, what you need to do is hop on your interweb machine. If you have a cellular telephone like myself, you should be able to find it. Just type into your Google machine, Jamie Noguchi, Sushi Boat Time. That's right. And you'll be able to listen to the hot jam of the summer just in time for fall. Yes. You absolutely can enjoy the sounds of the summer today. And you should, because it's a goddamn jam. Woo. Jamie Noguchi, what time is it?
It's sushi boat time.
You goddamn right it is. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Brandon Chalmers. That's been Jamie Noguchi. And this is the fucking Do It Cast, part of the Hard Knock Media Podcast Network. All right. Sorry, boss. I hit it on the beginning this time. You're welcome. Good talk. Got mad at me for being an hour in last time. That was my bad. I'm sorry about that.